Let me ask you something quietly important. If stress really damaged the heart, wouldn't you feel it happening? Chest pain, shortness of breath, a warning sign? But what if the most dangerous kind of stress doesn't hurt loudly at all? What if it works slowly, silently over years, while you're busy surviving life? Today I want to talk about what 10 years of stress actually does to your heart. Not in a scary way, not in a dramatic way, but in a clear, human way, like a doctor explaining something they wish more people understood sooner. Before we get into it, if you appreciate calm, honest health conversations like this, take a second to like the video, subscribe, and tell me in the comments where you're watching from. I always enjoy seeing how many of us are carrying similar pressures all over the world. Alright, let's clear a big myth first. Most people think stress only affects the heart if it's extreme, panic attacks, trauma, or emotional breakdowns. Here's the truth. It's not the intense stress that usually does the most damage. It's chronic, everyday stress, the kind you normalize. The pressure to provide, the constant worrying, the lack of rest, the feeling that you always have to keep going. Your heart doesn't understand job titles, deadlines, or responsibilities. It only understands signals, and stress sends very specific ones. Let me explain what's happening inside the body. When you experience stress, your brain activates the fight-or-flight response. Adrenaline rises, cortisol increases, your heart rate speeds up, blood pressure goes up so blood can move faster. That's useful in short bursts. But when stress becomes your default state, day after day, year after year, the heart never fully comes back to baseline. From a medical perspective, this is where long-term damage begins. Blood vessels become stiffer, inflammation increases, the heart muscle works harder than it was designed to for long periods. And the most important part? This happens even if you feel fine. Now let's talk about the habits and patterns that quietly turn stress into heart damage over 10 years. I'll start with the third one, because it seems harmless. The third mistake is living in constant urgency, always rushing, always behind, always feeling like there's no room to slow down. Biologically, this keeps adrenaline circulating in your bloodstream. The heart beats faster more often. Blood pressure stays elevated longer than it should. Emotionally, life feels tight. There's little joy in moments that should feel neutral or calm. Practically, this shows up as shallow breathing, jaw tension, poor sleep, and the feeling that rest never feels complete. Your heart doesn't get recovery time, and recovery is where healing happens. Now here's the second mistake, and this one surprises people. The second mistake is unprocessed emotional stress. Stress isn't just deadlines and bills, it's grief you didn't talk about, anger you swallowed, fear you learned to ignore. Inside the body, suppressed emotional stress keeps cortisol elevated. Cortisol over time damages the lining of blood vessels and promotes inflammation, a major contributor to heart disease. Emotionally, this can feel like numbness or irritability. You may say, "I'm okay," but you don't feel fully alive. Day to day, energy feels inconsistent. Motivation comes and goes. You may rely more on caffeine, sugar, or distractions to get through the day. And now the most important one, the one that causes the deepest long-term impact. The first mistake is never allowing the nervous system to shut off. Some people don't know how to truly rest anymore. Even during downtime, the mind is scrolling, worrying, planning, or anticipating the next problem. Biologically, this keeps the sympathetic nervous system, the stress system, permanently active. The heart stays on alert, blood pressure remains elevated. The risk of hypertension, arrhythmias, and heart disease increases over time. Emotionally, this erodes dignity. You feel like life is something you're surviving, not living. Practically, sleep becomes lighter, mornings feel heavy, small tasks feel harder than they should. And after 10 years, the heart shows the cost, even if you've never had a single dramatic symptom. So, what's the solution? It's not quitting your job, and it's not eliminating stress entirely, and it's definitely not blaming yourself. The action plan starts with something simple but powerful. First, teach your body what calm feels like again. The nervous system can relearn safety, slow breathing, regular movement, quiet moments without stimulation. These lower heart rate and blood pressure in measurable ways. Second, respect recovery as much as productivity. Sleep isn't optional for heart health, neither is rest that's actually restful. Not scrolling, not multitasking, but true downshifting. Third, process stress instead of storing it. Talking, journaling, praying, walking, or simply naming what you feel lowers cortisol. The heart benefits immediately from emotional release. And fourth, restore rhythm. Your heart thrives on rhythm, consistent sleep times, regular meals, predictable movement, and moments of stillness. These aren't lifestyle trends, they're biological requirements. Now I want to say something clearly, because this matters. If you've lived with stress for years, it does not mean your heart is doomed. The heart is remarkably responsive to change. Blood pressure can improve. Inflammation can reduce. Heart rhythm can stabilize. Even small changes make a measurable difference. You are not weak for feeling tired. You are not failing because stress affected you. You are human, and your heart has been working hard to keep you alive. Health is not about perfection. It's about giving your body the signals it needs to repair. If this video helped you understand your heart a little better, take a moment to like the video, subscribe, and share it with someone who's been carrying a lot silently. And remember this, small changes bring comfort, calm restores strength, and taking care of your heart gives you freedom to live, not just endure. I'll see you in the next one.